Welcome to the 23rd best vaping DIY show in the industry. I'm Chemist. We happen to be the first show on Sunday worth watching, DIY. And we also get to hit the week before everyone else if you see the week as a Sunday starter day. This is episode 46. We're going to start looking like we're on a Survivor show. Just be like episode 78. Our beards are going to grow. I'm joined by people. The illustrious Concrete River and his feudal friend and enemy, his frenemy, the person he loves to hate, ID10T.
I don't even know what I'm doing here.
You're mostly here to absorb my barbs and jabs. Don't worry about it. Let's move on.
Awesome. I'm good at that.
I'm pretty sure ID10T just clicked the wrong Hangouts link and ended up on Mixlife. So what's been going on in your lives, gentlemen? Let's maybe go over flavors you got, what you've been working on, what you've been writing on, anything like that.
Well, I did something interesting this week. I tested some of the new Capella tobaccos, actually. And I was expecting them to be a complete dumpster fire. And 2 out of 3 of them actually aren't that bad. It's pretty cool. They're a bold, burly tobacco. Doesn't really strike me like the same kind of way that that Flavores Red Burley does. It isn't like it's rich and nutty, but I mean, it's a fairly decent, darkish, like leafy tobacco flavor. Their smoky tobacco is kind of gross, but it's gross in sort of an authentic cigarette way without necessarily just tasting like a dirty neutral base with that sort of like really filthy, like grassy ash note. It actually kind of has a little bit of a cigarette smoke thing going on. So that was pretty cool.
What flavor was that one?
Capella's smoky tobacco.
Smoky tobacco, so good dirty neutral base replacement.
Yeah. It seems like it's gonna be a little bit less obnoxious than like dirty neutral base or Flavores classic cigarette, but it does have some of that actual smokiness to it. Their original blend tobacco just tastes sweet to me. I don't know. I don't get much tobacco out of it, but the rest of it, not too bad.
Oh shit! It's the ghost of Mixlife past, Christopher Copel.
How's it going? Sorry if I sound a little rough around the edges. I'm still getting over like this fucking upper
We all
respiratory.
have our Flavora hats on to piss T-Tall off.
Yeah, I actually went down and got it just for that purpose. I wasn't gonna wear it today, but now I am.
Chill life.
Just to make sure.
But see, this is like, look, so like, my favorite brand of tobaccos is Hangson. It doesn't work.
Where'd the hangout thing go? There it is.
Oh man. You know, that's what they don't expect is like us to not necessarily always promo their stuff. Like just because I have the hat on does not make me a Flavora shill like Concrete River.
I can't believe they gave me a hat after what I said about waffle.
Yeah, see?
Waffle is pretty good.
And after the cherries episode.
And I consistently make the joke that they pick out their flavor names from a bowl, like a fish bowl. I'm definitely not an advocate of yam.
I like the yam, man.
See? But
I'm not even mad at the yam. I don't know.
Pretty
I
good.
like it. It's weird.
It's pretty good.
It's like that Star Trek episode when everyone on the ship got hooked into that video game. That's what yam has done to you guys.
Like the holodeck?
No, it was like it was like 1990s shit graphics. But like, it was basically like an iPhone, like it was like a cylinder and they dropped the ball into the cylinder.
Shit. I remember now, yeah.
But then it would like hypnotize them and it takes over the whole ship. It's basically like as you look back on it, it's pretty much what's happened. It's like people are hooked on this.
Check it out, couple.
What do you think of it?
I haven't tried it yet. It's waiting. It's steeping.
How long did you make it? I only let it steep 3 days before
Wednesday or Thursday.
I couldn't let it sit longer than 3 days. I got too excited.
Whose recipe is that?
It's that golden syrup, man.
Man,
It doesn't need very much time. It's pretty good. But I mean,
It
you
smells
do.
amazing.
It's that fucking golden syrup, dude. It's amazing.
Who dropped that? Because I remember
That was
seeing
mine.
it. That was yours?
Yeah.
And then
It's
you
like
did.
the first recipe this year that I've actually managed to drop.
And oh yeah, okay, I remember that now. It was what you so you did the golden syrup, and then did you do another maple syrup with it, or
nope? You don't need. Doesn't need it. Golden syrup
Blueberry.
is super good on its own. So it's just Wonder Flavors SC crepe, which is like a really good just kind of base pastry note, and then just blueberry, a little bit of yellow cake, I think, right? Just to or no, Flavor West hazelnut. To step up the grain a little bit in the crepe, and then the golden syrup, man, it's good. It's good.
So golden syrup is like the best maple syrup.
It's not maple at all. There's no maple in it. I don't want any maple. The whole point was not to have maple in it.
Oh,
it's like real golden syrup, right?
Aunt Jemima ghetto syrup.
It's like real golden syrup, man. It's good.
Sounds good.
It's a southern thing, right? Like most people in the northern half of the United States don't eat golden syrup.
Yeah, I had literally never heard of it before all this started to pop off with a golden syrup flavor.
It's it's just like sweet butter, right? So it's like, that spot if you just put a big hunk of butter on your pancakes and let it sit there for a while, right? So it's and then the syrup sits on top of it. It's like that spot in the middle of your pancakes where the butter sat the whole time.
And it's not supposed to be buttery, by the way, if it were actual golden syrup. But
no, it's not supposed to be. But
Wonderful.
there's a definite buttery quality to golden syrup that really kind of gets the whole pancake syrup and butter combo going on. It's incredible, man. It's so good. I just baked it standalone for 2 days.
I'm gonna have to make it too now.
It's good, man. Did you get some?
No, but
I'll see if I get you some.
yeah,
Carl said he was going to send us some cool stuff, but he hasn't. So, Carl, if you're watching, send me some cool stuff.
Yeah, what are we? I think that maybe they'll throw it in with that. We're judging a competition.
Oh yeah, they're probably holding off on the competition stuff. I forgot about that.
That'd be cool. What is golden syrup? So it's.
What is it for real, or what is the flavor? Because there's a big difference.
For real, I've never.
It's like a byproduct of sugar processing. It's similar to corn syrup.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an acidulated invert sugar, basically. So you can cram a bunch of sugar into a solution and it doesn't crystallize.
So it's funny that I released
that. Use it as a honey substitute in places where honey is scarce.
Yeah,
it's hood syrup.
It's hood honey.
It's hood honey. That's a good name.
I bet golden syrup could go good in a tobacco. Yeah, I bet it would.
So I had we had 2 flavor questions. From the chat, anybody use TFA Cubano? I don't mess with TPA tobaccos at all. Have you, Koppel?
It's really dirty. It's really, 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 really dirty. You could use it in small amounts if you want to get the ash and filth of a burning cigar. But I don't get very much actual Cubano from it. It tastes really dirty to me. It's like a barely slightly nicer version of the old TPA Western.
Ew.
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
just ew.
Yeah.
Second flavor question: has anybody here messed with Nature Flavors malt? Bull City Flavors added it back again.
Oh, did they add it back? I didn't get a chance to order it.
I just bought some because of your insane ravings about it, but I haven't done anything with it. I haven't even opened the bottle yet.
I just want to know if I'm completely fucking crazy, because it really, since we're talking about golden syrups and all that, it kind of reminds me of that pancake syrup, not maple syrup, but pancake syrup sweetness with a weird caramely tone to it. It tastes delicious.
All right, Rick, you tell me what to do with it, and I'll do a sanity check for you, because I've got it right here. I haven't even opened it yet. Here we go.
If you mix it up with fucking Flavor West salted caramel at 2% with 1% of the malt, it kind of seems to boost the caramel a little bit. Kind of gives you a soft caramel flavor. I could be completely crazy there.
I'm working on a recipe where that might actually help. So I will give that a shot.
Sinesio Miranda says they really like the TPA Cubano at 3%. I don't know. Maybe it's just me then. And I don't think I gave it a whole month. I got like 3 weeks, I think. It just tasted really dirty to me. But I think most TPA tobaccos are like that for me. Like I just have they're kind of.
Are you sure he's not talking about the malt?
No, I guess he's talking about the Cubano.
No, because he said the Cubano right underneath it, man. Like I'm looking at it.
I still owe him $5 for betting that Wayne had seriously considered a white tux for his wedding, so I can't make too much fun of him.
Oh, okay. Is that Sinesio?
Yeah.
I don't think I don't recognize that name. Is it somebody from one of the groups? Sorry, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, no, it's a DIY or die. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know her.
I'm really bad about that. Like, there's so many names now that we keep track of. Like, I can't keep track of them all anymore. I'm old, guys.
That's our mixer in Mexico, right?
Is it Mexico?
I believe he's in Mexico City.
Oh, okay, cool.
See, Dave actually knows people and like pays attention. I just see them as random names.
I try to, man. But there's like, so I'm in like like 15 DIY groups probably, and I try to spend a little bit of time in all of them. But that means that I don't get to know any of them very well. So
it's helpful to know where people are from because you have other people asking for help and you can't really help them, and you can refer them though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the mixer collection's starting to expand in Mexico. So
yeah, we just landed. Scott just told us we got into a shop in Cancun, right?
Yeah,
and one other shop somewhere. I can't remember where. Somewhere in a weird spot, Mexico City, I think, too. Also,
we've become the official spring break e-liquid for bad decisions.
Spring break.
That is something to be proud of.
All I can think about is that GIF you posted on Emily's thing on chef's flavors for her spring break flavor. It's pretty good.
I've never seen that movie, but like just seeing what James Franco looks like.
Right.
Okay, the thing about Spring Breakers, like I feel like I do a lot of apologizing for Spring Breakers, but it's directed by Harmony Korine, who's the guy who did like Kids. It's tongue firmly in cheek, and it's kind of like this weird, amazing Technicolor nightmare of Skrillex music and women in bikinis and James Franco and Gucci Mane. Like it's not a serious film, and if you don't take it seriously, it's amazing.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna have to check it out now. I don't think I've ever seen it, but if it's from the guy from Kids or the guy that made Kids, then I'm all for it. I loved Kids and Gummo. Gummo was it's definitely
like I think, and you know, I'm not even gonna lie, like I kind of like the soundtrack, but the soundtrack is kind of that like ironic first American wave of dubstep where everything was all Skrillex and obnoxious, and yeah, it's just over the top and stupid and kind of amazing.
So it sounds like there's a bunch of people having sex to the sound of Transformers having sex, basically, right?
Yes, but you have James Franco playing Riff Raff, and you have a pair of albino twins as this like drug dealing underlords, and they go toe to toe with Gucci Mane. So yeah, it's pretty great.
I can get down on that. That sounds good. Is it on Netflix? I'm gonna have to look now.
I don't think it's on Netflix. It's a solid watch though. I mean, everybody go watch Spring Breakers.
All right, good deal.
Concrete's movie of the week.
So just talk to us about old fashions, man. We got the bitters. It's good. Go for it. Have you tried the bitters yet? Anybody else besides me?
What is that? A vape train?
Yeah, it's like vermouth, man. It's like vaping dry vermouth. But it doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's really just like that feeling, you know, the sensation. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know about vaping liquors.
I like liquor. I'm a liquor guy. It's all right.
What about
three last one shots have been like liquor related besides the e-cig one.
There's a good question for the noted lime testing. Is there a good margarita out there that's been made?
So you could maybe kind of get there with some of the lime options you have. They seem a little bit more like Rose's lime juice than like margarita mix or even like fresh like margaritas with lime juice and actual sugar and stuff. The problem with a margarita though, like if a margarita just tastes like lime juice, you're fucking doing it wrong. It needs to taste like tequila.
Right.
And there isn't really a viable tequila option outside of maybe the Saluba Rome one, but I wasn't super impressed by the
Vape
couple.
Train has a tequila coming, or they have one out already. But Saluba Rome tequila is not the one. I can tell you that. It just tastes like, you know, that like borderline inducing, like vomit inducing smell that cheap tequila has?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it tastes like.
I know it well.
I'm very familiar with that smell.
It tastes like a $12 a bottle of Broker's smells. Right. Flavor Art Brandy is pretty good. In a way, a Godfather is pretty decent. And I just got the Vape Train Cognac, which was pretty nice too, though. It's a lot more tame than the other two. I haven't had TPA Brandy yet.
You working on any recipes?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I've been working on some stuff with Inaware Plum since it surprisingly didn't change, and I had a bunch of extra. I was fucking around with it, really. And fucking around with some of the Decadent Vapor stuff. A bunch of the Decadent Vapor stuff, I've been kind of single flavor testing them. I had like a 3-day love affair with Crystal Blue this week.
So I don't think I got the Crystal Blue.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Maybe I did.
You could tell pretty easily. It's the blue one.
Yeah, it's bright. It's bright fucking blue, which was
blue,
weird for me. But it surprisingly like didn't fuck up my wicks. I thought it was gonna like just be completely gross and weird and like gunk up my coils and be like nasty on my wicks and like, but they vape clean like straight white every time afterwards.
What's the kiwi like? Because I can't get in the bottle.
You can't get in the bottle?
Yeah,
it smells good, but I haven't vaped it yet, but it smells really good.
I made some awful kiwi mix.
It smells like
Capella kiwi.
It smells like similar to Flavor Art kiwi, but with some of that kind of like that funky Flavor West like candy perfuminess going on, and some of their candy flavors. I'm not sure how to identify it, but it's good. It smells good, anyways. I haven't tasted it yet. I can mix them up, I guess.
I'm just gonna be the chat guy right now, if that's cool.
Sure, yeah.
So Seedman's Tobacco. We had a question from Dimlin. Have you messed with that, Koppel?
Yeah, they're good tobaccos. They're all really good. I think the only place you can get Seedman's is from Wizard Labs, right?
Wizard, yeah.
But yeah, they're pretty standard. I think there's a few places in the UK that carry them too. They're nice. They're kind of, I would say, medium to low potency. So kind of in line with like other TPA tobaccos and stuff. But in flavor, they're closer to NETs. So I think they're pretty nice. They're good.
And then we had a question about VG-based concentrates, impact on steeping and flavor development. I don't know. If most of your options for VG-based flavor concentrates at this point are going to be Real Flavors original line, and I'm really not a fan of those concentrates. I'd rather use like ridiculously potent alcohol-based concentrates and just steep for a long time than like try to make the Real Flavors into something vapable.
Yeah, I have to say I agree. There were some standouts from their VG line that I really enjoyed, but some of their bakery flavors were really I like the VG counterparts even better than the SC line after the fact. Like their VG bread pudding was pretty stellar. I really enjoyed it. But it does need a long steep. Excuse me. Any VG flavoring is going to need a ridiculously long steep just because it's VG, right? So it doesn't bond well with the rest of the other VG or as quickly as PG base would. But it's doable if that's really your thing, if you're like ultra sensitive to PG or something. But there's still alcohol-based concentrates that are a good option. So that leaves you a lot. Or even just, just even really strong PG ones are fine because you're adding such a nominal amount.
Like one drop of Favora Rich Cinnamon, and there you go. You pretty much have an all VG mix.
ID10T, what's coming up for Noted this week? What are you working on?
Noted this week is limes. Lots and lots of limes. And Rick.
I'm super deep into retesting my limes. We were talking about this a little bit. Turns out it's kind of brutal to vape a bunch of lime flavors back to back and try to pick out the nuances. They're aggressive in general, but we'll have some good information.
Honestly, anything back to back to back is brutal. That's why you see me all cranky every Monday night.
Yeah, you guys go through a lot of flavors. Like that caramel list was pretty intense. Yeah,
it was, and a lot of them weren't great.
Limes are a tough one because there's a lot of good limes, but they're hard to work with, and they're not pleasant to vape by themselves. Like very few of them, with the exception of maybe Inawera lime. Yeah, it's pretty much the only one I think I could vape standalone and be happy about. Maybe Flavora's lime too, because it's got that like green jello thing kind of going on, which is all right.
Yeah, that's a good description for that. The green jello.
Well, it gets super interesting trying to pick out the nuances in limes too, because like you can vape one of those solo for all of about 30 seconds before everything just starts to get blown out. So it's been a lot of like, let me go ahead and rush through, taste like 3 limes, give it like 2 hours, come back, try to taste them again, see if anything else happened, and like trying to catch up on notes that way. It's fun.
Oh, somebody in the chat's asking about the TPA key lime pie.
Key lime pie or
key lime pie.
Is there a key lime pie?
There is. It's new. It's gross.
Okay, their key lime is really good. I like their key lime.
Their key lime can be difficult, but it's a good ingredient. That key lime pie is nasty.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it can be difficult because if you want it to stick around, you have to kind of crank it up, and then you have to like tame it back afterwards. But
yeah, it takes some skill to make that one work well. Or just stubbornness.
I'm stubborn. It's not really a skill. It's just that I'm kind of like I guess
same here. Just 100 versions until it doesn't taste bad anymore.
Yeah.
I like Koppel's sexy, deep radio voice here. This is kind of getting to me.
Oh, the sick voice.
Yeah, you should be sick more often, man.
Good. Is it calming you, Rick?
I am so calm right now, man. I'm just like on the verge of relaxing entirely, and that includes my bowels.
Does it make you want to touch yourself, Rick?
You're assuming I'm not already.
I need to see what your hands are doing right now.
I've got really good muscle control. Don't worry about it.
He's actually got a fleshlight strapped under his desk.
No, I've got a prototype drill bro going underneath the desk.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
You got that exercise bike from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, it's Sinestro Miranda again in the chat. He said if you want a key lime pie, you're better off using lemon meringue pie as a foundation.
Yeah, he's right. If you want to do like a pie, you can use Flavor West lemon meringue pie because the lemon in it is really bendable. Yeah, the lemon and cap lemon meringue pie is kind of weird, and it doesn't do as well when you're trying to change out that lemon. But I just use cheesecake. I don't use like in my key lime pie recipe that I have out. I just used cheesecake. Cheesecake works fine.
So what have you been working on, Adam?
Yeah,
since you like asking questions.
I made a pear caramel juice, and now my coil's all fucked, so I'm over here like raging silently. And then my chubby gorilla got stuck in like a permanent spin, so I had to rip it off. So I've ripped my juice apart, and I'm over here fucking with wattage, trying not to yell.
Got a little bit of that crystal blue left there. It's pretty hard to miss.
I have color. There's a blue lime.
Is that a concentrate or is that mixed?
It's mixed.
What the hell?
So this is, and it's like 7%, I think. It's bright blue, but it's TPT compliant, and I have the safety data sheet, but I haven't read it yet. But yeah, it's just fucking delicious, is what it is. It's glorious, and I don't even care if it's colored. Like that's probably a bad thing for me to say for other DIYers, but I don't give a fuck. It's delicious, and I'm gonna keep vaping it. Like it's really, really good. It's got like a kind of like a faint, like anise note and this bright blueberry candy thing going on. It's super good, man. And like just a Vegas hint of like cooling going on.
Sounds
Which I
like
can appreciate because
Heisenberg.
I don't like the Well, I'm 99.9% sure that this is the main ingredient in Heisenberg, right? With like a little bit more added anise and coolant.
Does it have a distinct room smell to it as well?
Not that I've been able to perceive, but nobody at home has pointed it out.
Does it not smell like any other concentrate?
It smells. I mean, it smells unique. Yeah, it smells really unique. But like the room note, I'm thinking like I know people always say that it has a room note, but like I don't. Yeah, I just don't pick anything up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some of that just because my buddy vapes.
It's hard to pick out a room note in a room full of concentrates, right?
Yeah.
My room is like literally overflowing with every tiny storage space, like covered in concentrates. So, yeah.
It basically turns into an aroma hellscape whenever you like walk in after you've been away for a while. I walk into like my mixing area and I don't even know what the hell's going on in here. Like it's so fucking strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, the junk drawers smell real funky.
Yeah, I got like the tubs of shame down here where like all the bad concentrates go to die, right? These end up in like, I don't know, like pancake mixes or something. I got like 10 of these. They're like overflowing with bad concentrates.
Giveaways for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants my year-old bottle of Baker's Touch.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. We have plenty of flavors we could give away, but none that we'd want to inflict on other people because we use the good shit and the other stuff sits around for 6 months to a year until we decide we're really never going to use it.
Pippa's like, don't vape Windex.
Or, I mean, you could, you know.
I mean, that's really your thing, right? But like after the Tide Pod guy, like I'm pretty good on like
suggesting stupid shit.
Because now I'm afraid that some idiot will actually do it. So yeah, don't do that. I actually kind of like TPA Mary Jane, Mark Grimes, but I'm weird and not to be trusted. It's true.
I mean, if you are going to vape Windex, just start low and work up. It dominates a flavor really quickly. So you want to just start at 0.5% and work up. Maybe even make a 10% dilution so you have more control on how much Windex you're vaping.
It's joking.
No, Shindo, I got sick from your mom.
Oh.
Sorry, man.
Oh.
You should bring her some cough medicine, though. She's not having a good week.
Oh, you're so good at burning people, so subtle.
Right.
I don't argue with babies.
When I told Skittles I won't fight kids.
Yeah, I don't fight with children.
These insults are beneath me, but let me make one anyway.
Sometimes they just sneak out. I can't stop them.
Yeah, I made a fail.
They're not particularly creative, so I mean, I can't like. Their mom jokes are like the basis of every 7th grade gym class, right? Which makes sense since that's like the highest grade I completed, anyways, right?
2nd grade.
7th grade. I finished junior high, man. It's all right.
He's just a sexy man with a 7th grade education, banging your mom.
No regrets.
Yeah, what did I made? I made something with the creme anglaise.
I like that creme anglaise. However you say it.
I like it better as a cream-based type of. So I wasn't too big a fan on. I like their red Decadent Vapor Red Mix, but I think or Red USA or whatever it's called. It's a tobacco, but I think I used it too high. So I'm still trying to figure out the ranges for it. But I think I used it at a 1 and that was too much. And then the Cafe Brazil coffee, whatever it's called.
Cafe Braziliano. Yeah,
it's good, but it's like tiramisu flavor art strength, same as
and it's definitely got like that kind of like a similar like kind of borderline burnt coffee bean note to it.
Yeah.
If you take it too high, which I did because I kind of assumed it was going to be like the rest of their flavors, which are like somewhere in like the 4 to 8% range. So I did it like 4%, 5% standalone, and it was like. But once I took it down to like 1% and put it in some cream, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I tried to do the coffee with tobacco with the cream.
Nice.
And it was good how it ended up. It just needs to be like adjusted, I think. And then I tried to make a boba bounty clone with what I have on hand, and I don't have a plum. I don't have anywhere plum. And
I have some. I can send you a 10 mil. I think I have an extra one.
Is it good though?
Anywhere plum? Yeah, it's my favorite plum. It's really good. It's kind of similar to where a raspberry in concentration.
Gotcha.
So
did you ever try the vaping zone one to know how far up there?
I haven't. It's a really old bottle. I haven't been able to find a new source for it, but I haven't looked very hard either.
But when you tried it before,
I'm pretty sure it's the plum from Vaping Zone. Like I remember from before when I first started mixing that the plum reminded me of the plum in it's like it's kind of like a plum / fig thing in Boba's Bounty. So I'm not 100% sure. Really, it's hard to identify.
Lonesome Rose was saying smoked plum. It's definitely like a plum honey graham cracker because I just got a little bottle in to test it. They brought it back, and knowing what I know now, vaping it, I'm like, all right, it's graham cracker, hint of plum. Okay, there's a little bit of like a black cigar. There's a little bit of honey. Like day 2, the honey showed up.
DIY Down Under said that they've been testing a lot of the VT range. The website says 2 to 5% on most, but she found for a lot the watermelon and green apple and some others, 1% is plenty. I think most of their fruits, I would put in the sub 2% range. Some of their bakeries you can take higher, and the boozes are pretty strong. They were like in the sub 2% range as well. Alcohols. And then some of the weirder stuff too, like pandan leaf is like offensively strong, and it's like under 0.25%.
Yeah, the only fruits I've tried from them are their limes so far, and with their limes, I mixed up testers at 1 and 4%, and honestly, I mean, maybe my senses are just going out, but 4% didn't seem particularly overwhelming for a lime flavor, so. I'll be interested to see like where I end up like.
How do you feel like the 1% one performed though?
It was okay. Yeah, it was okay. I think it's more. It's like some of the Flavora concentrates that they work at some lower percentages, but you get maybe a little bit more vibrancy and depth if you start going stupid high. But that's all part of the fun part of testing is you got to like go ahead and start breaking flavors to figure out where the actual limits on them are.
Yeah, I liked their sour lemon, but I agree that the lemon was kind of on the weaker side. It reminds me kind of Decadent Vapors, like sherbet lemon kind of in strength. So you could like go to like 4 or 5% with it, and it seemed all right. And it didn't get it got a little harsh. The Devon Cream was kind of on the weaker side, but pretty good. I still don't know if it holds up to Cupcake World's Devon Cream. I like QVT's Devon Cream, but I mean, Cupcake World's Devon Cream is like a whole other platform, right? And the Barrel Oak, I still haven't found a good place for it yet.
How's that Barrel Oak compared to the other woody?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time picking it out. Like, it's kind of like the oak barrel from Flavora, right? Like where it's there, but it's like, it's definitely like a barrel flavor,
but it might end up being more of an additive like Flavora's oak barrel, because that oak barrel to me is just like the weird astringent part of like Flavor Arts oak wood.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think it tastes better and more clear than Flavora's, but still not. not quite there yet, you know? Like, I'm not sure. Oh, Gold Ducat's another option, yeah. For anywhere, Gold Ducat's been around for a long time. I was gonna say something else, but then I forgot. So
well, and they just reformulated Gold Ducat too, so who knows what the hell it tastes like now compared to the old one. Yeah,
the world is over.
That was one of the reformulated ones. The new one isn't bad, but I never had the old one. I'm not getting any plum out of it, but then again, I've been at like 2-3% with it. So,
yeah. Really authentic whiskey, Vape Train's Scotch whiskey. It's, but it's really super peaty and kind of heavy on the alcohol note, right? Like the alcohol itself is pretty. It's really straightforward.
So it seems like it'd be good to stack up with Flavor Arts whiskey that's a little bit sweeter and a little bit less intense.
Yeah, maybe. I think that'd be a good idea. Or even something like TPA's bourbon, Kentucky bourbon, right? It's a lot sweeter and a little less boozy. The warm custard is nice if you come into it expecting the warm part, the spice, right? Because the spice is definitely there. And so if you're not looking for like a holiday spice thing, it can be kind of out there.
So, ID10T, are you working on any recipes right now?
I'm always working on recipes, man.
Got anything you're planning on releasing?
Yeah, I'm working on a couple of tobacco recipes.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, one is a tobacco and bourbon, and the other one is a tobacco and turtle.
Nice.
Sounds good. I'll mix those up.
I think after doing that last ECX run, like I'm burned on the tobaccos, man. I liked Vape Train's Sahara tobacco. That was pretty nice.
You worked hard on that ECX tobacco, didn't you?
It was really outside of my comfort zone because I don't normally do like RY4s or RY4 types. And I didn't want to just do another RY4 with like some chocolate and shit in it. So I wanted to like really make the tobacco stand out. So I did like probably 12 revisions in very short order of just the tobacco base before I built everything else around it. So I vaped a shitload of tobacco for like a week straight. And now I gotta step away from it for a little bit. Get into some of these weird decadent vapor stuff. Which is what I've been working on this week, is mostly just SFTs. And I had like an insanely busy regular work week. So I worked from like Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. basically straight through to Thursday evening at 10 p.m. And like just came home. I just came home to sleep twice in between some of those shifts. So I started Monday afternoon at 4 or like 3:30, and I didn't get home until like 11 that next day, 11 a.m. Tuesday morning. I went home and slept and then went back to work at 8 p.m. Tuesday night. Worked all the way through pretty much until Thursday, with the one other like nap like that where I went home to sleep for 8 hours and went back.
That's crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah, because then I worked all the way through until whatever. It was just a lot of work, so I didn't get a lot of time to mix this week. I wanted to because I'm like really behind schedule now, and I wanted to release some new Decadent Vapors recipes this week, but I honestly haven't had time to fuck with it. And I had some reviews I've been doing for their drop-ins that are pretty good, and I finished filming them, but I need to edit them really badly because everything was done on like no sleep. So it's really like 20 minutes of me rambling in front of the camera, but like 5 minutes of information.
But you just fall asleep halfway through, and you're
I would just like lose my train of thought and sit there and fuck around while I'm like filming or whatever, right? Like, and not do anything, right? Or I would just like get sidetracked. It was really bad, man.
So the guy based Senecio in Mexico orders from chefs. That's cool.
I imagine they ship to him cheaper than it is for him to order from the U.S. most times.
So we did have a question from the chat for the lovely Dave. So Desert Ship almost broke you. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Oh yeah, I was just answering that in the chat. It's because I never mixed the tobacco before, and I got that, and this sounds good. And I don't even remember what. Yeah, Adam's shaking his head. I don't know that it nearly turned me off mixing forever. That might be an exaggeration, but it definitely kept me away from tobaccos for a long time. It doesn't taste good, and I couldn't get it out of my atomizer. I washed it. I ran unflavored through it first, then I tried washing it, and it just wouldn't come out.
Which desert ship? Flavor Arts?
Flavor Arts.
Yeah, Hankson's desert ship is better, but Flavor Arts is harder.
Funky and weird and pretty gross, really, to me.
But it's not good by itself. It's better as an additive. But yeah.
When I first started mixing, everyone was like, "Oh, you gotta try desert ship," and I got it, and I'm like, "This is everything I hate about tobaccos." Like,
yeah,
it's just.
It reminds me of like dirty neutral base kind of by itself.
It's that licorice note and then the black pepper note. It like used to be what they call tobacco flavoring. I don't like it.
it's dirty.
Like I used to pick it up in juices. It's similar, like I just couldn't stand that peppery note. Like, and I'd get it sometimes when I'd buy like shop juices. And that was one of the other reasons I started DIYing. I was like, all right, I don't want to be vaping whatever trash they're putting in here to make it taste like this. And then I got Desert Ship, and I was like, this is awful too. You know, it's just not a. Hangson's was when I was like, all right, good tobaccos exist.
I think I only did one recipe that ever with Desert Ship.
That's how I felt when I tried Flavora tobacco for the first time, because now I'm starting to play with some more Flavor Art tobaccos. I'm starting to use some Inaware tobaccos to make some things. But until I picked up Flavora tobaccos, I was done with tobaccos, I thought. It was fear with that damn Abuela.
Oh, yeah, Abuela's good.
It was life-changing for me.
So I did like a cherry vanilla Turkish with Desert Ship, but it's mostly Hankson's, right? With like a 0.75% FA Desert Ship also. That worked out okay. That's old though, way old. 2 years old.
All these Kylan and Govad tanks are such a bitch to wick. Like, I always.
That's why I still have the same OBS Mini, and it's the only RTA I've ever bought, and it's probably the only one I'll ever buy.
I just couldn't fit like a big coil in there, really. Like I have that.
My OBS Mini doesn't really fit big ones, but it goes dual coil, so it works out okay. Caramel toffee from Hankson. I have tried that actually. I'm not really like a big.
Tested it last week on Noted on the caramel episode, and he was very disappointed.
I'm not a big toffee fan usually, generally speaking. Although the Decadent Vapors sent me a toffee juice from one of their drop-ins. It wasn't too bad. The toffee is a little more tame.
Hankson is like a 50-50 split. Like if you buy something from them, it's either going to be amazing or it's going to be shitty. Like
they don't have very many middle of the road flavors. I have to agree.
But even their shitty stuff is like impressively shitty though.
Yeah. Like you're like, who would ever vape this?
Right.
That it got even made. Like so what is it? The apple mix, amazing. Fruit mix, awful. But you think like, oh, apple mix, this is great. Let me try the fruit mix. No. And then just even tobaccos, it's tab blended is like pretzel, which doesn't really work for tobacco. But then tobacco blend, flute cured, Red Mix USA, those are all great. RY5, So it's like every other flavor is trash and the other ones are amazing. I guess Bull City is the only place you can even get them. Would that be accurate?
Unless you just order direct, which is a pain in the ass.
From China.
Yeah. I mean, it can be okay, but I've ordered direct from him before, but it takes a long time.
So we got Vaping Train and Decadent Vapors are kind of the flavors of the day that we've been playing with. I've never even heard of Nature Flavor. You guys?
I've heard of them. I have a few of their things laying around.
Yeah, it's if you look back at a lot of the Head and Cloud stuff, they were always pushing big for Nature's Flavor ginger, and I have to say it's pretty fucking good. It's definitely a solid ginger.
I remember that being a pretty good choice. Although I still like Flavor West ginger, like for like 90% of applications, anyways. But because it's like a ginger, it's like those dried ginger candies. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That you get like in the bulk section at Winco. That's just like the hunks of dried ginger with granulated sugar on them.
Ginger is one of those flavors that I feel like there are a whole lot of options that are pretty solid, and they tend to be a little bit more alike than different. And so it's really tempting just to go with the Flavor West ginger because it's the cheapest one and it does pretty much everything you need it to do.
Yeah, I mean, I like it as much as I liked Flavor's ginger, which is quite a bit. I like it. I really like both of them, but you know, if I want to choose between the $7 or $8 bottle of ginger or the $2 bottle of ginger, I'm probably going to take the $2 bottle.
You guys ever have your arms just like change?
Can you guys send samples to South Africa? That's really expensive to ship to South Africa, dude.
Like this was just giving me a 0.3 then it was 0.6, and now I put it on again, it's 0.755.
It could be. Yeah, like I've had some fucking clone atomizers and stuff that have a loose 510, and so that it jumps all over the place.
Do you maybe have some liquid up under there?
What'd you say, Dave?
I said, do you maybe have some liquid up underneath there?
It could be.
Yeah, if you guys are making it hard to make a perfect connection, that might be. Or does it have a short pin or something? You need to like pull the 510 pin up and then in your mod.
It could be that.
If this, I had the spring wear out on one of my mods not too long ago on my Mixlife. Finally, after like fucking 4 years, and I can't get the 510 to come all the way up enough to make a good connection all the time. So like every 5 or 6 pulls, it'd give me a different ohm reading or tell me my atomizer wasn't connected.
I don't know. I'm having just awful vape problems today.
Do you have a spare mod? Do I need to send you one? I might have some extra slider somewhere.
No, because I usually get to the point where I feel like it's dangerous. And then I buy a new one. That's kind of how. But so I have an old one that's dangerous. It was working fine a minute ago.
You know, it's probably not safe, but I have a fucking older like 510 heatsink thing that I used to use for some of my mods or jumping around in resistance just because that seemed to give me a solid connection. I mean, it looked dorky as hell, but it's probably somewhere in the 510. Like those 510s, they have that slot. A lot of them have that slot in there for a screwdriver. Just like try cranking that down a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll be right back.
Oh, what a busy week, man.
Adam's gonna blow himself up because we're telling him to stick screwdrivers and things.
Gonna go cry himself into a corner.
If he blows himself up, just make sure he does it on camera.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna be disappointed if you miss it.
We definitely need the extra views. Also, that chair that Adam has looks lived in as fuck. That looks comfortable, man.
That's the way to live, man. That's the way to live.
Big soft ass leather chair. Living the good life down there.
I know, man. I wish I could get like a recliner that was tall enough to like still sit at my desk. Like a throne here. That'd be great.
I just need to hire a series of very small mixing assistants. I think that's going to be my next big vaping purchase.
That's what I was thinking. And a live-in masseuse too. I need like a live-in masseuse system. Give me shoulder rubs while I sit here.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody has these kind of issues. You don't get to talk about them with anybody though when you're like rage vaping.
Rage vaping. I almost didn't think you said vaping there just for a second. I was like, whoa, Adam, slow down, buddy.
Whoa.
Whoa. It's too much.
As racy as a Concrete River Chef's promotion gif.
Just thought we were talking about rage gaping. You know, you got to lube up for that.
Or caping, right? Isn't that Rory's other?
Oh yeah, Too Tall's spell check is highly suspect.
Yeah. I really want to get some Cape Train, guys. I want to check out this Cape Train.
I was gaping the other day.
I was standing outside gaping.
Are you typing that more than you're typing?
You're doing that, buddy. Rory likes to stand outside gaping, you guys.
But it's been really cold lately, so he has to gape indoors. His wife isn't. His girlfriend isn't all that happy about it.
That's the number one word that he uses. Gaping? ?
Hey guys, what you gaping on?
Oh shit. Oh man. All right, so what do we have going on? Our projects are pretty much in, so we don't have anything
no, just I just been trying to get through this Decadent Vapor lineup, get some notes and recipes out soon. And I still need to email Danny and ask him about this Turkish Delight, because I'm still like 75% sure that it's like Adder of Rose. It's the same thing.
I will order some if that's true.
They seem pretty close to identical. It's the rose it's got to be the same rose at least. Like the rose is identical. The rose is the same, definitely. There might be some other stuff going on, but they're using the same rose in both flavors.
Have you ever tried that one, Concrete? Turkish Delight?
No, man, I don't like rose. I'm sorry. I know y'all are like this Adder of Rose thing like magically isn't fucking disgusting, but I don't do rose.
I think Rick has a PTSD from it, Flavor Art Rose still.
Seriously, it is the most nauseous I've ever got while vaping a concentrate, and I have vaped all three of the 1-in-1 cheeses in rapid succession.
Plus numerous other nasty things.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna hustle it. It's all good, man. If you're not into it, it's all.
So why didn't Decadent Vapor send us their roast beef though? I'm just saying.
Do they have a roast beef?
They have a roast beef. They have one savory concentrate, and it's a roast beef.
Man, how did I miss that when I was sending Danny the list?
I know, like we should have picked that out, but I think they'd be like, "Oh no, we're going to screw with these people anyway and send them the roast beef." I mean, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, Danny, if you're watching this, I'd like some of that roast beef, please, sir. I want to see how it stacks up to Flavor Art roast beef. Flavor Art roast beef was surprisingly not terrible, even if it makes your house smell like a deli for a week and you can't get it out of your atomizer ever. It's a pretty delicious roast beef.
I need to try these. I've got a bunch of these Flavor Art savory flavors that I haven't sampled yet. That
get on that roast beef train, son.
Our friend in England or somewhere in the UK sent me egg yolk, beer.
What?
Mustard.
Egg
yolk, yeah. Butter. I'm looking forward to butter. Potato fried.
Yeah, butter's
croissant,
really
which smells like lemon. Fucking Flavor Art. Red wine. I'm just hoping that Koppel can tell me yes or no to some of these. I'm sure he's tried them all. Ham cooked.
The ham is not pleasant.
The ham is not pleasant. The ham is the one I'm looking forward to the most because I want to figure out what to do with it.
You should just do a ham and eggs.
Ham and pickles. You need to do ham and pickles.
Ham and pickles, pickle loaf.
And their bread to go with it.
No, never the bread. Never the bread.
You're saying that like the first concentrates were not disgusting. You
what?
were like you were in until we got to the bread.
Because I haven't tried these yet, but I have tried the bread. The bread is bad. It tastes like puppies.
Slice of cheese on there.
You don't put cheese on puppies.
Okay, but that egg yolk could actually be super good if it's like a DAP-filled egg yolk thing. Like that could like be like a mega custard enhancer or something if it's actually realistic.
Yeah, if it's realistic egg yolk, that's actually pretty promising.
Like sulfur.
I didn't get the egg yolk wasn't released. It's been a long time since the savory flavors I got from them were like it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and their kitchen line was really small. I did try some of the more offensive ones, like tuna, but not pleasant. Crab. Well, we all saw Manson's reaction to that. Not a pleasant day.
There's something vinegary in the egg yolk.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Just smelling it in the bottle.
Please test it on some sort of YouTube stream.
Just knuckle test it right now.
Deviled eggs. I've got mustard here too. If I want mustard in the deviled eggs, I like the.
Well, now you got ham, pickle, and mustard. You're like 90% there.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like deviled eggs. The egg yolk cooked flavor. Interesting.
Some chopped up pickles. Make some egg salad sandwich.
I'm disturbed by the number of people that know the details of these flavors in the chat. Like, y'all did this. Like, you bought it and you vaped it, and then
I'm going to. I've just got. You got to prioritize, and the noted thing keeps me drowned in single flavor testing. I haven't had time to do much on my own. Something smell. I've just opened the. Oh, that's ham. Oh. Oh,
the ham was not good, sir.
The ham does not smell good at all.
You know what it reminds me of? Like when you open a can of Spam.
Yeah.
And it's that slime that slides out with it.
Yeah, it smells like Spam.
Like the grease that they can the Spam in.
Yeah.
Like that's what it reminds me of.
It smells bad. It made me gag a little bit.
Called Spam slime. That would be a good.
It's rough. It's rough, man.
Somebody says knuckle test the wine, please.
The wine was okay.
Hard to open. I'll try.
Their old wine was.
Actually, you could do a Spam Masubi like Hawaiian sushi vape.
Right, with some pineapple and like pandan leaf. No, rice, sweet rice.
All you gotta do is the egg yolk, FE sweet rice, and a little bit of that ham. Just set it right off.
Damn, son. Sounds golden.
So it'd be funny. You could open a vape shop with just shitty flavors.
The wine is extremely bitter. Ooh, that's painful.
Because, like, what is it? Jelly
Knuckle
belly.
test is dumb though. You can't really tell how something's going to vape by testing the concentrate on your just licking it off the back of your hand. The wine might be good, but as a raw concentrate, it's very, very bitter.
Yeah, I'll drop it and then I'll like rub it so it's like spreads out.
Yeah, it's red wine. He said tannic. Yeah, tannic.
And then I'll taste that instead of the whole drop. So kind of trying to air it out a bit.
Dude, I'm gonna second the fried plantain thing. That'd actually be a pretty awesome flavor if they did it right.
I've been trying to hustle Theo for fried plantains for like a whole fucking year. Like when he first sent me the first batch of samples last summer, and asked me about what I thought would make some good additions. I have been like jumping up and down to get my hands on some fucking fried plantains.
Just starchy, a little bit fruity, have just a little tiny bit of a fried note in there. I could see that really working. Actually, I don't know why anybody hasn't made like a fried plantain juice yet. That actually seems like a pretty cool profile.
I've made several runs at it, and it falls short every time because I mean banana like is really the only avenue that you have to kind of sort of achieve the texture, but the flavor obviously the banana is wrong to get a fried plantain, right? Like I'm not sure. Oba Oba and banana got me close with like some joy and some other shit, but it's just not there. Like it's just not there.
Greek yogurt. You do Greek yogurt behind it because it tastes rotten, so it actually makes the
most fried plantains we're actually from like kind of under-ripened plantains, anyways, right?
Right.
You use Flavor Arts banana.
Yeah, you want the underripe banana. Yeah. It's kind of like sharp. You don't want the overripeness.
but like when they're fried, though, they almost taste like a ripe banana.
No, they do because they like basically like speed ripen in the pan.
Ooh, this mustard smells nice.
Yeah, the mustard is actually pretty decent.
It smells like when you go to a Chinese restaurant and get a packet of mustard.
The hot mustard.
Yeah, the hot mustard.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it smells like. I don't know what the hell to mix that with, but it smells nice by itself.
Just put it with pickle. You'll be all right.
Is there a wonton?
Dude.
Ham and mustard. Pickles.
You need a wonton flavor. And then
that'd be good. Like fried wonton flavor.
Just like
I was joking about making an interstate love song juice with ham and mustard milkshake, but nobody got it because I'm too old.
It's all right, buddy.
The 30-year-old Red Hot Chili Peppers.
It was Stone Temple Pilots, actually.
Yeah, you fucking.
I fucked it up.
Seriously.
God damn it.
And then there's butter, which is just dap in a bottle.
Yeah, it's good.
I think it's probably just, I think it's probably just diacetyl by itself, diluted somewhat.
Or not diluted. Either way, it's fine. Yeah. It's probably delicious.
I'm sure it is. Looking forward to playing with that one.
No, Rory, it wasn't the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Get on the same fucking page here.
Yeah, Stone Temple Pilots. Fucking should have got that one. I failed my Columbia House alternative rock test for the day.
Well, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest after grunge happened, really. I mean, so the big alternative radio station was pretty much just a loop of Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple Pilots and a couple Pearl Jam songs, just repeating every hour for my entire adolescence.
I just listened to a Stone Temple Pilots song where I can't think of it, where he's talking about Dead and Bloated, right? That's them.
Oh yeah, from there.
Smelling like a rose, I'm Dead and Bloated. Yeah. And I was like, this song's kind of fucked up now that he's actually dead. Like, it's a little more morbid.
That's dark.
Yeah, wow.
I had a guy try to I was at a bar here, like a beach bar, and he was like, he had to be like a compulsive liar because I wasn't the first person, but he tried to convince me he was a drummer for the Red Hot or for the Stone Temple Pilots. He's like, I'm the drummer, and then someone else was like, yeah, he tried to tell me that too. So he would just go around pretending to be the drummer of Stone Temple Pilots, but he was not the drummer.
But I mean, if you're going to pick a vaguely famous alternative band to pretend to be a member of, nobody knows anything about anybody who was in the Stone Temple Pilots besides Scott Weiland. So, I mean, it's a pretty smart choice.
Yeah,
it's a pretty safe bet, right? Like, nobody's ever probably even seen the drummer. I don't know what he looks like.
Sick. He probably used it a lot on the ladies.
I would have just been like, good for you, big guy.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
I was a saxophone player for Pearl Jam.
Right? Exactly.
Deep cuts, though. That stuff didn't make the radio. That was on the deep cuts for the heads, the saxophone solos.
Apex shows up to say he picked the Toadies.
The Toadies. Oh, man. Good Lord. We're spending the end of our show reveling in our 90s nostalgia.
Yeah, I saw Pantera too.
Mixlife 46, the one where we're old.
The one where we're old, right? I'm going to spend the rest of the show crying about Lane Staley being dead.
Yeah, we have some interesting demographics here. Is that our most popular audience is 35 to 44. 97% male, right? But for people 65 years and older, 42% female. So we are popular with midlife men and grandmas.
Hello, ladies.
Okay, Miller, if you're watching.
Now you've got Rick excited. Look what you've done.
We hit all kinds of fetishes.
I need people to take care of me, and that just seems like it'd work out. So
exactly. If I can get some sandwiches out of this deal, I'm ready. I could use a sandwich right now.
Hand knitted is his trigger word.
Hand knitted. Oh Lord.
Have you ever made love in an Afghan?
Okay.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes, it's not fun.
No, it's like scratchy and itchy. It's not fun.
Yeah. No.
And on that note, Mixlife 46.
Right.
Mixers in the mist.
Mixers in the mist. I tried really hard. He was gonna try to make like a gorilla mask.
Here comes Dave.
Right.
Finishing the show weird.
Yep. He's got to get weird. He's gonna bring the shark head. The shark head. Oh, he's got to get. What is that? Oh, that's a good one. I like it. I like that your teeth go out like this, like sideways.
Yeah, I got to work on the teeth a little bit here. But
you chomped too hard.
There you go.
Broke all your teeth.
It's good.
Did you cut the hole to vape out of?
No, right through the mask.
It's perfect, Dave. Way to end it strong.